Another day, another beer from Northern Monk, another new supermarket beer. This is a Northern Monk Faith in the Future called Lucy Ketchin. It's an IPA at 6.5%, available now in Sainsbury's. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going back to Northern Monk. This is the latest beer from Sainsbury supermarket. It's a Faith in the Futures, similar to this, which was a new Morrison's Faith in the Futures Northern Monk beer. This one is actually called Lucy Ketchin. You can see the artwork here on the front. It's a 6.5% IPA, and that's about all we know. The back of the can says pretty much the same as the back of this one in terms of it's Faith in the Futures, drink beer to help others. Each can sold has a donation to their Faith in the Futures Foundation. Nothing about the hops or anything else. The difference between this one and this one, though, is this is 6%, this is 6.5%. So I'm hoping it is a completely different beer, different hops, different flavour. Let's just crack it open and see what it's like. I was a little bit disappointed with this, with the Morrison's one. I thought it was a little bit too thin. Didn't quite have the flavour that some of their Faith in the Futures ones have had in the past. But this one, okay. Beer in a glass, similar. It's very orange, very sort of a thick, opaque looking. Yeah, I mean, we've got a finger, just literally a finger, but quite compacted head. Looks all right. Yeah, let's see what the aroma's like. Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of days since I had the other one, but the aroma is quite similar, very much in the passion fruit, orange, mango. Yeah, it smells juicy and fruity, but I think it's going to be similar in terms of very sort of one note. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. It's nice. Hoppy, lots of mango, passion fruit, a bit of orange there as well. It's quite a soft body. I don't think it's as thin as the other Faith in the Futures one. It's got a little bit more substance to the body, and it's and because of that, it feels a little bit softer in the mouth. But it's again a little one note. You know, you're not really easily picking out the hops in this. You're getting tropical flavours, very much on the sort of more orangey passion fruit mango side. It's all right. I think Northern Monk have done better in supermarkets. They certainly do better outside. Their patrons projects, stuff that they do. Let's see if we've got any up here. I can't see one. Oh yeah, there's one up there, the pink can. You can just about see that there. Pink can. Yeah, the one next to the beak there. Let me point it. That one there. That was pretty good. But they do much better ones normally. This seems a little bit like very similar. You know, it is a slightly different version of this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same hops. But it's got a little bit more alcohol. It's a bit more alcoholic in it, and it's a little bit softer. It's got a little bit more body, which makes it better than the other one. But overall, I'm a little bit disappointed. It's not up there with things like Scaffell. It's not up there with Transient. It's not up there with Order of the North, Order of the Faith. Yeah, the one they did with Rivington. It's not up there with the Faith in the Futures, the white can. Even the one before that, the sort of purpley or red can. I can't remember. I think that one came out before the white can one. They were much all better. It seems that they've maybe the supermarkets are squeezing them. Maybe due to the fact that, I mean, this one in Sainsbury's £3.50, but if you buy 4 of them, it works out about £2.60, 2.5p. So that's quite cheap when you think about it. So there's got to be squeezed quite a lot by the supermarkets to get this into that price point. And obviously with excess, you know, with the alcohol and the duty now going up, especially for something that's 6.5%, it's all going to be more expensive. They've got to cut the cost somewhere. And I think Northern Monk have had to make compromises, and it's to the detriment of the beer. Yes, I'm thinking of it being £2.62.5p for a can, which is ridiculously cheap when you think about, you pay twice as much for that for a Patrons Project Northern Monk beer. But there are compromises. So if you go into this and think, I'm not going to expect the Northern Monk quality, I'm not going to expect, the sort of beer that's going to blow your socks off like those Patrons projects something usually do. It's just a different beast. It's a supermarket beer. It's a good, solid supermarket beer. And I think if you've gone in supermarkets and you've not experienced all the great breweries and you're not paid £5-6 a can of beer before, then you probably think, yeah, I quite like this. But I think if you have experienced that, it's difficult to go back. I mean, we've had some really good supermarket beers that get close to some of the quality that you get outside of supermarkets. This isn't it. It's solid, but I think a lot of people that are watching this channel probably drank craft beer before, had stuff from Polly's and Beak and Verdant and Daya and Track and Sure Shot and Asvez. Those sort of the breweries that I think are the sort of ones that are the top sort of breweries at the moment. And you drink this and you think, it's not, I can't put my finger on what it is, but it's not quite as good. It doesn't quite have the body, the flavour doesn't sing as much. It's a little bit dialed back. It's not as watery as some supermarket beers can be, but it's just got no complexity in the flavour. You'd almost be thinking, well, is it just made with 1-2 hops maybe? It just doesn't have that complexity. It doesn't develop, and it's the flavour of this beer is very similar to this one. They really should do it side by side, but I'm not really picking up much in difference in flavour. When Northern Monk used to do some great beers, use some different hops, you could tell the difference between them, and they really did jump out and look and were better than the sort of average supermarket beers. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I know people love the supermarket beers that I review on the channel. They get the most views, to be honest. There's more people watching them. So if you've stumbled upon this review and you're just sort of starting off in drinking craft beer, then definitely buy it, and I think you'll enjoy it. But use this as a stepping stone to go out to some of those great breweries. Don't feel worried about, I mean, obviously, we're all finding it a little bit tough in terms of everything seems to be expensive at the moment, a £5 can of beer. But look at it this way. If you go to a pub, you're probably going to spend more than £5 for a pretty rubbish lager. So spend that money occasionally and you will get a better beer from it. Even my dog's he's not happy with the supermarket beers. You can hear him barking there in the background. So, Faith in the Futures, Lucy Ketchin. It's a good, solid, reasonable supermarket beer. But Northern Monk do much, much better. And there are lots of breweries out there where you find the difference is a little bit night and day. It's definitely, the supermarket beer is not getting better for me. It's not getting close to the sort of bottle shop beers. If anything, it's moving in the other direction. And I think it's because of the squeeze that the supermarkets are giving to the breweries. The breweries want to be able to make a living so they can keep making the beers that are £5, £6 a can. So support these breweries because they make better beers, but these are the sort of entry points as well. So yeah, that's what I think. But let me know what you think. If you had recently supermarket beers, by the time this video goes out, there's probably a lot of people have been drinking some of these new Northern Monk supermarket beers. I've got another one from Polly's, which is always the acid test, because I think Polly's when they've been in the supermarkets, their beer has been close to their normal beers for my money, really. So it'd be interesting to see how good that one will be compared to those. But let me know in the comments if you have anything decent from supermarkets. What's your go-to supermarket beer that you think is up there with some of the beers that you may buy from bottle shops? Okay, I'm willing enough. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Faith in the Futures, Lucy Ketchin. Lucy Ketchin. We had a Northern Monk beer from Waitrose that was similar to this. I know that was Lucy Ketchin, That was quite good though. Remember, I think it was a Citra IPA, and I think it was pretty good. But this is Faith in the Futures, Lucy Ketchin, 6.5% IPA. We don't know what hops are in it. Yeah, it's all right. It's not. It's probably for a supermarket beer, it's quite good, but there have been better. And I say they've been better, but whether those still better in the supermarkets, yeah, there definitely is, because Transient is still available in Morrison's, and in the likes of Salt, Alpaca, and Asda, I think that's better. The other ones in Morrison's, the Salt Tram and the other Salt Double IPA, which ICAT is the other one, they're better as well. Okay, but let's get the scores of this one. Starting with aroma, appearance, flavour, value for money, and finally my overall experience. Okay, tighten the scores up. We get, yeah, it's recommended. It's a recommended beer. I think, you know, obviously the price point boosts that up a bit, but it's solid, but not overly remarkable. There are better supermarket beers. You can spend a little bit more and get better beers in the bottle shops. The supermarkets are still a little bit away. Well, no, I said they're not a little bit. I think they're quite a long way away from the sort of beers that you're buying in the bottle shops. But let me know in the comments what you think. And until the next one, well, you know what you're going to do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.